"We've got more cannons than people to operate them," Lando said with that wry grin of his. "From salvage operations, mostly. Taken from the burned-out hulks of Imperial Star Destroyers." Han wasn't surprised. "We got your cargo unloaded," he snapped. Lando stared at him, confused. "On Cernpedal, I mean," Han went on. "We got your cargo off right before the moon fell. You think your business connection will be satisfied with that?" "Hey, buddy, it wasn't my fault," Lando said, patting his hands in the air. "It was your fault that we were there," Han growled at him. "And 20,000 people are glad that you were," Lando retorted, pointedly reminding his friend that though the loss of Chewbacca was a very bitter price to pay, the efforts of Han, Anakin, and the Wookiee had saved thousands and thousands of people. Han chewed his lip, his fists clenching and opening at his sides. "Han!" came a shout from down the corridor, and Leia came rushing out a door. "Oh, I heard," she cried, running up and wrapping her husband in a tight hug. "Anakin told me." Han buried his face in Leia's dark hair, buried his expressions, and let his inner turmoil remain a private thing. But Leia, ever perceptive, broke the hug and pushed her husband back to arm's length. "What is it?" she prodded. Han blew a long sigh and stared at her hard. "A disagreement over our retreat," he explained. "What does that mean?" "He left him," Han blurted, ending with a sputtering growl. He shook his head and gently but firmly moved Leia aside. "We've got to get ready for the attack," he said. Leia held onto his arm, forced him to turn back. "He left him?" she echoed suspiciously. "Anakin left him. Left Chewie," Han spat. Leia, too shocked to respond, just let go, and Han stormed away, leaving her full of questions and fears. "The Rejuvenator is at Ord Mantell," Leia explained, looking up from the communicator. "She can be here in 3 days." Lando looked over at Han, neither of them thrilled by the news. Leia had been calling out all morning, trying to locate some real firepower within the region, but Dubrillion was far from the core, and far from any current New Republic activities, leaving the Rejuvenator as the closest major warship. Unfortunately, the swarm of enemy ships would likely arrive within 2 days, if they kept their present course and speed. And that was a big if, Han knew. "Put out the call for the Star Destroyer," Lando said to Leia. Then he turned to Han. "We'll hold them off until the Rejuvenator gets here, and we'll have the way clear for it to link up with our own forces." He looked to Han. "What do you plan to do with the Falcon?" "I'll be up there, fighting," Han promised. And there was indeed the promise of death in his eyes, a cold, hard stare, as chilling a look as Leia had ever seen on his face. He was transferring his grief into anger, she knew. He was intending to make every enemy pay for the loss of his closest friend. Jason, Jaina, and Anakin walked into the control room then, their expressions equally solid and determined. "We'll be up there, too," Jaina declared. "Oh, no," Han started to argue. "We're Jedi Knights," Jason interrupted. "You can't keep us out of the fight." "I don't need 3 co-pilots," Han shot back. "And you've already got one, because I'm coming with you," Leia declared. Everyone in the room turned to regard her curiously. Leia had long ago traded in her warrior garb for one of diplomacy, but she steeled her gaze, an expression that offered no room for compromise. "There you have it," Han replied. "Your mother's flying beside me." All 3 of the kids were shaking their heads, telling Leia clearly that Han was missing their intention. "I'm not your co-pilot," Jaina agreed. "I fly better in a starfighter." "All 3 of us can fight," Jason added. "You know that, and you need pilots." Han started to respond, stopped, and took a deep and steadying breath, then looked to Lando. "Can you give them shields from on-planet?" he asked. "Like the ones they had in the asteroid belt?" "Belt Runner 1 will be able to lend some shielding power to the equipped starfighters," Lando replied, "as long as they stay close to home." "How many starfighters can we equip?" Han asked. "Enough for the kids," Lando replied with a shrug. Those TIE fighters don't carry any weapons, Jaina protested.
They do now, Lando assured her. Not much, he admitted, just a single laser cannon and one bank of torpedoes. It'll take some pretty amazing flying for you guys to hand out any real damage to the enemy fleet.
He paused there and let the words hang in the air, and Leia saw the intrigue mounting on the faces of her 3 children. She looked back to Lando and wasn't sure if she should be grateful or angry with him for the sly way he had just played on their egos. For Leia wasn't thrilled at all about the prospect of having the kids up there in the middle of the fighting. But indeed, there seemed few options. They had seen the tracking data on the incoming force, and it was huge. "You stay close to the planet," Leia said. Jaina and Jacen beamed at the news that they wouldn't be left out of it this time. There was no smile on the face of young Anakin, though. He stared at his father, looking for some hint of forgiveness. He found none. Jaina and Jacen started out of the room then, sweeping Anakin up in their wake.